When you've been in the land of crickets around your coaching offer and want to get back into the land of your coaching program flying off the shelves, this shift I'm going to share with you is going to turn that around in an instant. So if you're in that place where you've had some sales and all of a sudden you feel like you entered the desert and you're not quite sure what's going on, and of course the natural tendency is to start to search for a different strategy, perhaps try a different platform, and be in the cycle of searching for something outside of you to help you fix whatever it is that's happening that is causing you to feel like you're hearing crickets instead of having people running to invest in your programs. So to get out of that cycle, because that cycle is set up to be a self-defeating cycle, because you are thinking something is wrong, so you're focusing on what's wrong, and you're searching for something outside of you to fix it, and often that leads to someone else's system, someone else's formula, someone else's blueprint, someone else's strategy. And if you're like me, you invest in someone else's formula, strategy, and you apply it to you and you find it doesn't work. So then you're back in the cycle of what's wrong, searching for something to fix it, investing maybe in yet another different strategy. And all the while you are getting further and further away from what you really want, which is to be enrolling clients that you are meant to serve into your practice. So how you can turn this around in an instant is to stop, slow down, and come back to a place of stillness and really maybe even, go somewhere outside where you can, not be around any sort of distractions, and really get really deeper into, why are you doing this? Why do you want to be a coach? Why did you go into coaching in the first place? And stop what often happens when we're searching is there's this negative comparison. You see, maybe other people whose coaching offers are selling like crazy, and you're comparing yourself to them. And then of course, that's when the negative self-judgments happen and you think something's wrong with you and why isn't it working for you in the way that it's working for them? So when you can get out of that place and come back to, are you in this because you want to compete with other people and want to compare yourself to other people? Are you in this just to make money? Are you in this just to try to meet some artificial measure of success? Or are you in this for a very personal and purposeful reason that you feel called to really serve people in a way that only you can? And when you can come back to that place of purpose, of what put you on this path in the first place, because for one, entering into, a coaching business is not an easy adventure. And so if you're just in it for the money, there's many other ways to make money. But I imagine if you're like me, you went into this because you have a deeper calling to really be of service and to help people facilitate transformation in their lives in a certain way. And so when you come back to that and can really connect to, what is it really that you are designed to change and help people change? And what is the, even further out, the implications of that? So I'll share what it looks like for me to help you kind of make this more tangible for you. So I went into coaching. I've been in the personal development world basically my whole life. I've always been fascinated with how the brain works and human behavior and relationships and communication, and was always curious why, there was this pattern of, I believe we are wired to thrive and to succeed. And I would see in myself and others this pattern of, self-sabotage and making things really difficult and just being in a place of struggle. And I couldn't help but wonder, what is it that's going on that we are making it so difficult for ourselves? When I believe we are designed for a very, very specific purpose with very specific gifts and talents that are meant to allow us to excel, like in a way that no one else can. Why is it that we tend to make it so hard on ourselves? So I, studied psychology, I studied communication. I've been studying, all different forms of personal and professional development for over 30 years. And when I get back to, why did I want to go into this in the first place? it really came from a deeper desire, like seeing my own pain that I had been through from fighting myself for much of my life, and understanding, if I had had the right support, the right tools, the right information, the right guidance, how much of my life I would have been able to live very differently and not have had to go through, because of course life is going to be full of challenges, but we don't need to create more of our own challenges. And so how much of our lives we could have experienced without creating our own challenges, and how much more we could be giving to the world when we're not creating our own challenges. And so for me, it's not just guiding my clients to create thriving coaching businesses and greater wealth. Of course, that's a huge part of it. But it's, what does that do? So when they create a thriving coaching business, who are all the people that they get to help? And how do their lives change? And how do the lives of the people they're interacting with change? And them having more wealth, what does that allow them to do? How does that allow them to contribute in a much different way, in a much bigger way? And what I see really is, what I do with my clients is help them to go deeper into their purpose, go deeper into who they are here to serve very specifically, how they are meant to serve them, and what are they meant to serve them with? Like, what is the final, outcome that they desire? And how is it that their specific path and all the struggles that they've gone through, how is it that that has equipped them to serve that client, facilitate that client on a very specific transformational journey to a very specific outcome that they are uniquely wired to guide them on, and that no one else can do that in the way that they're meant to. So when you start to see who you are meant to serve and how your guidance will help them progress much more quickly than you did, will help them avoid a lot of the pain that you went through, and the fact that they get to change and have that accelerated growth and become a different person, see themselves differently, be able to connect more deeply to their purpose. As that person in your coaching practice changes, how they see themselves, how they interact with others, how they start to, relate to their children, to their partner, to their spouse, to their family, to their clients, all those relationships begin to transform. As their children start to transform and start to see there is a different possibility, a different reality that is available to them, then we start to grow people who can facilitate different levels of transformation without having to create their own struggle. And when that happens, really what happens on a bigger level is we start to completely transform societal, cultural, and familiar structures so that the family unit, we really can start to transform, how families function, in which, of course, when that changes, then, of course, societal structures start to change, which, of course, that's everything. That's, medical system, the educational system, political system. And then, of course, as that changes, so do cultural systems. And so this is much, much bigger than just creating a coaching practice and just earning more money. It is really changing, how we relate to each other and what we are here for, and understanding that no one can do what it is that you are here to do. And when you can connect to that and speak to that in your marketing, in your videos, in your emails, in your client conversations, then you no longer are going to be in the land of the desert or hearing crickets from your offer, because you're speaking from a very different place. You're speaking not only from a place of authority, but you're speaking from a place of passion, and a deeper desire is driving you to keep showing up, to keep sharing your message, and to be able to withstand, rejection when it comes and setbacks when they come, because, that's part of it. Part of being open to clients, accepting your offer, is being open to clients rejecting your offer, but knowing you have such a bigger purpose that it doesn't matter what obstacles may arise on your journey, that your purpose is much bigger than that. And that those obstacles are just making you an even better coach, better family member, better person in general, so that no matter what happens, you have this tool to come back to so that you can fight off the negativity, you can fight off the comparisons, you can fight off maybe that sense of despair starting to creep in, you can fight off the urge to go search for a new strategy or formula, and really understand it's not outside of you. It's working with someone that can guide you to really understand how you are wired, how you are designed, who you are designed to help, how you are designed to help them, and being able to speak to them in a way that they are signing up for your offer. And that all comes from a deeper place within you, not some formula outside of you. So if you are tired of searching for the right strategy and applying all these different blueprints and formulas and feeling like you're kind of caught on this hamster wheel of, a little bit of negative comparisons and wishing you were further along than you are, and maybe being frustrated that you've had, a little bit of periods of dry spells and deserts and crickets, and really want to get into that place where you are so on fire for what you do that that's coming through and attracting the exact right people who are meant to work with you, then I invite you to book a call with me and let's talk about how we can design and refine your business, your message, your transformational journey that you take your clients on, your offer, your messaging. So it's such a true reflection of who you are and your purpose, that passion comes through and makes you magnetic to the people who only you can serve in the way that you and only you are meant to.